Okay, so should be let out. There's 8 people on here, so feel free to ask questions. Some guy actually just asked a question on the post I made on Patreon, so I guess I'll answer that first. Can you guys know if the sound quality is good and all that? Yeah, this is still hang on. Alright, so is the sound quality good? So yeah, I'll answer these questions. 2 questions. How did you learn weightlifting in your first years of training, since I believe you didn't have a coach, books, videos, someone you knew? And also, do you think you would be as strong as you were if you trained smarter instead of harder like you did? And do you think training that hard was worth it? To answer the first question, I really, at the start, I didn't have a coach at all. I actually knew one guy that did weightlifting, but he was a bit older than me, and he didn't have much experience as a coach, and he wasn't really that experienced in weightlifting, so he didn't really help me that much. What I did do a lot though was I watched a lot of videos online, and I didn't really read a lot of books or read a lot of articles. What I did was I just watched a ton of videos from the Olympics, and I basically tried to mimic the technique that some of the top weightlifters did, and that's kind of the way I learned some tricks in tricking. So that worked well for me actually. That's why I recommend a lot of people who just want to learn more about weightlifting and teach themselves the Olympic lifts is just to watch a ton of weightlifting videos. It's a really useful thing to do. As for books, yeah, I read a couple of weightlifting books. I actually have on my desk. What's called the Inside at the start at all. It was just mainly videos and just teaching myself. I didn't get a coach until about 3.5 years into weightlifting. He was a Polish coach, and he helped me a lot with technique, and that's probably when I learned the most about weightlifting. And for the second question, and also, do you think you would be as strong as you are now if you trained? To be honest, I actually didn't make that many mistakes when I was starting out. I did pretty much all the right things. I worked on my technique a lot. I went to maximum a lot. That's a really important thing, especially when you're young and kind of going through puberty. You can make a lot of progress. So linear progression, it's really really good. Once yeah, a growth spurt basically. So yeah, I went heavy often, and I made a lot of progress when I was younger. I barely made any mistakes. It was actually in the middle of my weightlifting career, I guess, that I made quite a lot of mistakes. So I just trained too often, trained too hard, and didn't do any deloads. So I got injured. Um, you all know the story about my knees and all that. Poland experience and all that. It's on All Things Gyms for people who are unaware of that. Um, I did an interview at All Things Gym. I'll try to post the link somewhere. I guess I could post the link in the chat. If you want to have a look at it. Is Gym. Yes. Because a lot of people have actually told me this is probably the best interview in All Things Gym. I don't entirely agree with that, but it's a pretty good article, I think. I spent a lot of time writing that, answering the questions. So it's the link here for people who haven't seen it. And yeah, so I guess I'll answer the questions that are actually in the live stream. So first one's from Daniel. tips and things you learned from doing the seminar with Zach? Yeah, I actually learned quite a bit. Like Zach, he's a really knowledgeable guy. He knows a lot about weightlifting. I definitely learned a lot, and he criticized my technique in the snatch, clean, jerk, and gave me some tips. He actually said like the main problem with my jerk is that I'm not like driving the bar up. And it's funny because like Owen was like constantly telling me that. So it's like, when you get like two of the same opinions from like two different people, you know you're making a technical flaw. He also said like I need to work on like a thoracic extension in the clean because I am like rounding over quite a bit during the clean pull, and that's also happening in the snatch. And yeah, I learned a lot like just watching them like explain things to beginners and like in the seminar. I learned a lot about how to like coach beginners and all that just by watching them. Everything is dank. Do you ever take recovery weeks? Any thoughts on it? Like, what do you mean by recovery weeks? Do you mean like deload weeks where I train lighter? If you mean like deloads, then yeah, like I do take deloads. I usually take like long deloads, and I have like long periods of very hard training. That's just kind of like what I like to do personally. I don't like deloading like every, I don't know, 4 to 6 weeks. Just, I don't know, psychologically, just can't do it. So I've been reading a bit of Superwatts. Was that a book? I'm totally unaware of it. Do you got any opinion of doing 20 rep squats of a weight you normally would do 10 reps on? Like cardiovascular endurance, it's not really going to carry over well to like maximum strength. So I wouldn't recommend like going past 10 reps really, especially like for Olympic lifting where the goal is like explosive power. I wouldn't go beyond 5 reps like or very often. 10 reps, 8 reps all have their place, but yeah, 20 reps way too much. Do you play any Dark Souls? No, I never played Dark Souls. Like, I'm aware of like the memes online. Like, I know it's like a really difficult game. I know my brother played it, but I never got into it. So there's no other questions. So feel free to ask any questions. So this Gabriel guy asked a lot of questions on the post I made because you couldn't make this live stream. Why the tech of Chinese lifters look so different? That's mainly because of like their body structure. Like in general, like Asian people have like very short limbs, like longer torsos, like compared to Europeans and Americans and just Western people. So yeah, their technique is going to look different. They're going to be able to like pull the bar a lot closer compared to like Russian lifters, for example. Well, that's just like a general statement. Of course, like Chinese lifters could have like a body structure that's similar to like Russian people, I guess, or European people. Do you think that you'll return squatting with a conventional technique in the future, or the patella is too bad? Like, what does it mean with conventional technique? Because I am doing just regular squats and doing like regular astrogats, like weightlifting style squats. Or does it mean that like the way I do my squats are kind of like tilting over? The reason I'm doing that is just because it's like a bad habit at this point, and it's like a strength imbalance. So I'm trying to correct it. Like people say, like I kind of do like a good morning out of my squat, and that is true. That's just because my back is a lot stronger than my legs at the moment. And yeah, I was doing that like to protect my knees, but my knees are actually feeling a lot better these days. So that's why I'm doing like regular squats and not wearing like that patella strap I use all the time. Have you decided to coach? Yes. Yeah, I've been coaching people for a long time actually. Probably like for I don't know 6 years, probably longer. But I just recently like started advertising it. That's like the difference. Like I coach people in person as well. And he also asks, "Do you coach Kira?" I give her like technique tips and all that, but like I don't give her a program or any of that. She's actually following a program off Juggernaut at the moment. And yeah, that's all the questions he asked on the post. So I'll come back to this. How come you stop pause squatting all of a sudden? And will you pause squat again? I basically answered that question. Like I don't do pause squats that often anymore because really they're just difficult. I don't like doing them. They're just really hard, like compared to regular squats, and they don't have much of a carryover, or as much as of a carryover compared to like regular ask rep squats. Um, like with the regular squats, you're training the stretch reflex, which is an important thing in weightlifting. David and Owen going to do any weightlifting competitions in the near future? Also, do you know what weight class you'll be competing in that part of the competition? David and Owen going to weightlifting competitions. I know David's competing in July. I think it's like early July, so that's his next competition. Owen, I have no idea. And for my powerlifting competition, at the weight class, there are no weight classes really. It's based off like who has the highest WOOT score, so weight classes don't matter. Hey Clarence, do you see hypertrophy bodybuilding work as an integral? Oh, sorry, fucking message popped up from Discord, it's blocking the text. But shut this down. All right. You see this part? Yeah, being a good weightlifter. Yeah, bodybuilding, like hypertrophy work, definitely has its place. Like the more muscle you have, the more muscle you build, the greater potential you have to gain strength. So it's wise to have like hypertrophy blocks in your like program or in your schedule, like in your long term program, because it's going to allow you to like increase your strength further. Like so, the whole goal of like a peaking phase or a strength phase is so you basically develop the strength you've gotten from the increased muscle mass. So yeah, it is useful, and even doing bodybuilding work during like strength phases, like peaking phases, is useful because it prevents injuries. Like for example, when I do bench press, like an exercise that I always try to do is rear delt flies, and that's just to kind of balance out the muscle group. Like I don't want to build too much of my front delts. I want to build some on my rear delts as well, and that just helps me prevent shoulder injuries. So keep asking questions. There's 14 people on here. You can ask anything. If you can squat 225 kg after 1 year of training, do you think 300 kilos is a reasonably achievable goal? Like I get asked questions. I see questions like this all the time. Like they basically ask like, "Oh, is it possible to like add this amount of weight onto their squat? Is it possible to deadlift 350 kilos after 7 years of training or something?" Just some I don't know random question like that. And like, there's so many factors that go into that. Like it depends like on your age. Um, like how many injuries you have, your body weight, like if you want to gain body weight, and obviously it depends on like your genetics as well, like how well do you respond to training. So like I can't like give you an accurate answer on how long it will take to get like 300 kilos. Really, like you may not even be able to get 300 kilos, unfortunately. 300 kilos is a massive weight in the squat. Not everyone can achieve those numbers. And I say that because like I see a lot of people like, and it kind of annoys me. they say, I don't know, they say like, oh, in like 5 years I want to like be a world champion, and they just like totally they just don't understand how like hard weightlifting is, and like, I don't know how hard powerlifting is any sport. They just assume like they're going to keep adding kilos onto their lifts like year after year. Like problems happen, like you get injured. Weightlifting is like extremely difficult. You hit plateaus, like loads of things happen. Like it's an incredibly hard sport, and for people just to say like, oh, in a few years I'm going to become a world champion, just like, you know, I respect like the goal, but I don't know. It just kind of annoys me as well when people just like see it as an easy achievement. Um, nice. Also, I was wondering, and this is just because I'm visiting Italy at the moment. Have you ever been to Italy? Yeah, a long time ago, probably like, I don't know, 10 or 12 years ago. But no, never been there again. Do you remember a record you were the happiest of breaking? Oh, definitely my 190 snatch for sure. I was aiming for like a 190 snatch for ages, and I finally got it just at the end of last year. Definitely, probably my biggest achievement in weightlifting. Um, do you think a beginner should do more volume of bodybuilding exercises? In the All Things Gym interview, you said he only did like 2 sets of accessories. Yeah, basically. Like, it's not exactly like bodybuilding exercises, but like beginners should do like more variation in their training. Like, their training shouldn't be as like specific. Um, but yeah, in terms of bodybuilding exercises, yeah, it might be a wise idea to do a lot of exercises, a lot of bodybuilding exercises. Definitely more than 2 accessories or 2 sets of accessories. It feels like it's harder to rack it clean with a hook grip versus no hook grip. Ever had that feeling? Yeah, of course. I hold on to the hook grip in the thing. It's a lot easier to let go of the bar and just kind of catch on your fingers or let it rest on your fingers. Um, but of course, there's like disadvantages to that. Like there's advantages to holding onto the grip and disadvantages to doing it. Like one of the main advantages to holding onto the grip is that there's going to be like less bar crash. Um, it's a bigger chance of bar crash when letting go of the bar. Um, why are waifus $100 to $200? Shouldn't only be a basic something to strap it on. Well, I don't know like why waifus as powerlift too. Um, I think you could find them for like probably like €70. Um, yeah, you actually asked that. Do you know anything cheap? Um, actually had my first weightlifting session today with a coach. Much harder to do properly than I thought. Yeah, weightlifting just takes a long time to learn, unfortunately. Um, yeah, just you just have to stay with it. Um, do you intend to do a video that showcases Owen's impressive bench press? Um, he actually told me he's aiming for 180 kilos, and I just like laughed. There's no way he's gonna bench 180 kilos. Spoilers alert! 190 snatch. Yeah, that happens. Yeah, I haven't like uploaded to like anywhere. I haven't even uploaded on Patreon. So yeah, I'm just gonna upload it on YouTube in like maybe a year or something. A while ago, you said you were gonna focus on clean and jerk to get the strength up. because you hadn't hit a PR in a long time. Do you still plan on that, or has the powerlifting idea interfered with that? Well, at the moment, I'm definitely focusing on like Olympus because Gregor from All Things Gym is coming over, and yeah, I want to like lift like pretty decent weights, like when he filmed me, and I won't actually. So yeah, like I really hope to get like something big in the clean and jerk, but like at the moment, like the most I've clean and jerked is like 205 kilos. I did clean 215 kilos the last day, but I still need to bring it up. Um, I'd love to get like beyond 220 in the next couple of like weeks, if that's possible. Probably not. I don't know. I'm gonna try. Do you ever experience any culture shock traveling to the US from Ireland, or the culture is close enough because of language, etc., that it's not that much of a problem? Um, yeah, it was a bit strange going to like America, like when I visited Juji. It was like I don't know, like I watched like a lot of like American documentaries, so I kind of seen like the culture over there, and it was just like I don't know, strange like seeing it in real life, I guess. But yeah, pretty cool to see, I guess. Um, have you seen Eric Hagen's, is I pronounce his second name, videos about the mindset? Did it help with the 190? Yeah, I probably did. I watched a few of his videos. I really like the guy. Like his videos with Juji were like really funny. Are you gonna do some tricking with Juji this year? I don't really remember you guys doing much last year. Well, we had one session. Um, yeah, we should have done more, I guess. But yeah, I will try to trick him when I visit him for sure. Like nothing's confirmed yet um, about me going over there, but I definitely hope to. Chuchi Tom made a video hinting you might come back to visit them. You going back? Yeah, just said that. It's not confirmed at the moment, but yeah, I do hope to go back in like September. Talking about mindset, did you read the articles from First Pull about the mindset for weightlifting? They are very interesting, in my opinion. I read a lot of articles on First Pull, but I don't remember that one in particular. Like, I'm not even sure if he's still writing articles. I haven't like heard a lot from him. So, but yeah. Ugh. You said last stream you were going to Denmark this summer. Are you going to train here or just vacation? Actually, unfortunately, I think that trip was cancelled. Um, I don't think I'll be going over there. Like the guy that is organizing it, he just messaged me and he said he was like really really sick. So yeah, that's more than likely not going to happen, unfortunately. It seems like you've stayed pretty consistently lean as long as you've been making videos. Do you think bulk cut cycles are do you sorry? Do you do bulk cut cycles, or do you just tend to use maintenance amounts? I never actually bulked like intentionally. I never actually cut intentionally as well, only for like that like one competition where I did cut weight. Yeah, like for weightlifting, like especially for like younger people, um, it's definitely a good idea to like really focus on like what you're eating, like um, and maybe consider bulking. But for me, I just say eat at maintenance really all the time. My girlfriend's sending messages and she's watching this like at the moment. Send me messages, same thing. Um, does Gabriel coach you? No, he doesn't. I actually talk to him quite a bit. mainly about like kind of business things, like in regards to like website and like coaching all that. But yeah, I do hope to meet up with Gabriel sometime in the future. There's no questions. Feel free to ask any. Okay, so there's one here. When are you gonna start doing John North's patented angel jump, kickback, tiger claw snatches, and add 50 kilos to your snatch? You know, like John North, like I really, I don't know, I don't like the guy. I really don't like. He called me out like multiple times on his podcast for like no reason at all. And he always like pretends like he doesn't know who I am. Like I know somebody like from Dublin who attended like John North's seminar. Like John North actually came to Ireland like way back in like 2013, or was it 2012? I can't remember. It was way back anyway. And he basically like asked the guy like, "Oh, where's Clarence Kennedy?" So he obviously like knows who I am. Like every podcast, he just like pretends he doesn't know who I am. And he's like, "Oh, who's that like Irish dude, you know, snatching 185 kilos and not being blah blah blah." I don't know, just talk shit, like complete shit about me. So fucking, I really don't like him. Are there any expos that you want to go to, like Arno's in Ohio or something in Europe? I probably would never go to the expo. Like, that's my yeah, I'll probably never go to an expo. There will be a lot of people who come up to me, and yeah, it'd be like pretty stressful. Like, I watched one of Juji's videos when he went to the expo, and he was just basically saying like how stressful it is, like the amount of people that comes up to him and everything. You know, I've talked to him in person about like expos and all that, and yeah, probably not for me. What do you think about the stay with thing? Zach answered it, but I'm curious about your opinion. Yeah, I guess I have a more interesting opinion about that. Basically, I'm against like drug testing. I really am. I don't think there should be any drug testing. It really just creates an unlevel playing field. Like, not that I'm for like drug use. Like, if drug testing actually worked, and if it caught everyone that used, I'd be all for it. But with the way things work, basically, like in weightlifting, you're going to become a world champion if you have good genetics. You're born in a like obscure country like North Korea or like Russia or China, where drug testing is not strict, and you train hard. Those are the most important things. Um, so, like, it doesn't come down to talent. It really just comes down to like you could have a weightlifter in America who's extremely talented, but they'll never become like a world champion or Olympic champion because they won't be able to use drugs, because they won't be able to get away with it. Like lifters in like North Korea or like Iran. Like, just think about it. Like, do WADA really like enter North Korea and test their athletes out of competition? And like I heard, like to get into Iran, you have to get a visa. So, like if WADA try to enter Iran, like the Iranian weightlifting team will be notified because they would have to obtain visas, so they can just like jump off their cycle and pass the drug test. So yeah, it's a really corrupt weightlifting, or sorry, drug testing. It creates on level playing field. That's my opinion about the same weightlifting on all the corruption. Do you still hold any records in Ireland or internationally? The Irish records don't even matter to me really. I'm totally unaware of them, but I'm pretty sure I hold a few of them. Is Guinness anabolic? No, like Guinness tastes like shit. How the fuck do people drink that? Have you ever wanted to open your own gym or just make a weightlifting platform and get weights in your backyard? Yeah, that's definitely something I've always wanted to do. Like, just kind of make a cool garage gym. But like, as for opening a gym, like as a business, definitely not. Maybe like in the far future, but like not currently. No. Um, which one of your Patreons do you like the most? I don't know. I keep hearing people in UFC taking drugs without anyone knowing. Well, I'm completely unaware of the UFC, so I can't really comment about that. Does drug tests even work? Yeah, of course. But like, there's a detection. Well, I guess. Like, so when you take, okay, for example, when you take a steroid, it breaks down into metabolites, and those metabolites are detectable for a certain amount of time. So, for example, let's take, I don't know, Anavar. Let's take Anavar. It's metabolized into different metabolites, which are detectable like for up to a certain amount of weeks. So that's how people like pass drug tests. They just take it so they can, you know, they take it like a few weeks in advance to accomplish it, and then they go off it. Truth, especially in Iran. That's what annoys me about Ila's case in particular. They busted him, and all he got was a temporary ban. Worst of all, was a lot of weightlifting fans supported seeing him lift again. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like Ela Elin should be banned, like from the rules WADA set out and IOC set out. It's totally ridiculous. I actually do not support him lifting again. Um, if like drug testing and like from the WADA or whatever federation wants to be taken seriously, they should never allow Ela to compete again. Every Olympic sports are like that. Yeah, I guess. Are you religious? Fuck no. So I guess I'll end it in about like 10 minutes. So keep asking questions. Do you think there's any chances of new doping rules with new weight classes, or no? Like, is there any chance of new doping rules? No, it's like drug testing is just going to improve. Like there's a load of money going to drug testing. People are completely unaware of how much money goes into anti-doping. Like there's billions going into anti-doping. It's not just millions of money. So it will improve, but like as it improves, the countries or the people who are going to be like winning medals are the people who have the most money, who have access to labs, access to doctors to test our urine like before drug tests to see if they're clean. You know, as drug testing gets better, it just creates more on level playing field. What age? Like all of that, really. Like, why would you only focus on like one aspect? Like you have to put a lot of focus into technique for sure. Um, Was that a problem that was local to Ireland as well? Or did you only start seeing that when you started having to compete on a national level? Like in terms, like you talking about drug testing, problem. Like what do you mean? Like there's no drug testing in Ireland. Like really, I've never been drug tested in any Irish competitions. Um, I've only been drug tested once, so like I guess I seen like I became aware of the problem once I just like researched more into it. Like when I was in Poland, I seen like what was going on. So yeah. How much have you talked about veganism and animal rights with people like Omar and Gigi? Yeah, I actually talked to both of them about that. Like Omar said something really strange. He said he would go vegan in like 5 years or something. Like he told me like when he decides to go vegan, he wants to stay vegan and never go back. Um, it's wrong to eat and all that. He understands everything about veganism, but I don't know. He won't go vegan until 5 years time. I think. And with Juji, yeah, I had a brief conversation with him about that. He brought it up, and yeah, he kind of agrees with veganism, but of course he won't go vegan. Like there are a lot of people like that. They agree with veganism, or I guess they like kind of pay lip service to it, but they never actually go vegan. Okay, so in terms of the discrepancy between countries that avoided drug testing and the ones that didn't, like honestly, that's just something I learned like online, just reading like a few articles and everything, and well, just like common sense. Like, do you really think like WADA enters North Korea like during the off season? To be honest, I would only go vegan for the environment, but like, why is that? Ethics doesn't make sense to me. Like, what do you mean by that? It's all about like consistency. Like, so if you wouldn't kill a dog for food, like, why would you kill a pig, a cow, a chicken for food? That's it's basically as simple as that. Um, do you think powerlifting should be in the Olympics? No, I don't think so. I would guess like it'd be strange to have like two strike sports in the Olympics. Like weightlifting is like has been in the Olympics for almost 100 years. If I'm not wrong, I'm not sure. I would kill a dog though. Like I know a lot of people like this. Um, they say they will kill a dog, but they only say that like to really be consistent. Um, I don't think they would actually want to kill a dog. And of course, if you would still kill a dog, you can bring it to a human level. If a human had the same like intelligence or sentience as a dog, would you kill the human? Oxford study about meat trending on Facebook. What's that? What's that mean? What article? What study was it? Powerlifting is just way less entertaining to watch. Um, I don't know. Like, how many people in the world actually do the bench press? Like, a lot of people like are aware of the bench press and how difficult it is. Not a lot of people are aware of how difficult a snatch or clean and jerk is. So, like, if you're just some like random guy that doesn't even know about powerlifting, doesn't know about weightlifting, that just benches in the gym, like, wouldn't you be interested to like find out who's the best in the world at bench pressing? You know, so maybe powerlifting is more entertaining that way because you're kind of aware of how difficult it is. What the fuck? What's that mean? How did physio go, Clarence? I didn't go to physio. Ever watch Masthetics channel on YouTube? Like once or twice. I'm not really familiar like with their videos or anything. I haven't watched them in probably like 2 years. What the fuck about the guy who said he would kill a dog? Yeah, he's just saying that to like try to be consistent. Like people would say like very like crazy things just to try to be consistent. So like that happens all the time when you like tell people, like if you like would you kill a dog? Like it's like you tell them like if you can't, oh god, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Oh, getting tired, sorry guys. Is it ethical to eat an animal that has lived its whole natural lifespan and dies of old age or natural causes? Um, yeah, it's morally neutral. Like you could say the same thing about a human, really. Um, if you watch like Isaac's channel, like Ask Yourself, he kind of explains like why that is like morally neutral. He basically says that like if there's no connection, it's morally neutral. So like if there was a human that lived its entire like lifespan and died of old age, and had no like family, no one that cared about that person, then like it would be completely morally neutral to just I don't know, basically eat that dead human. Like you won't be able to explain why it's unethical. Um, I see them as plants. What? You see dogs as plants? Okay, that makes sense. Also, powerlifting lifts save for the deadlift, allows for a lot of cheating and bad form. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Like you can kind of like cheat your way to lifting more. Like so, in the bench press, you can just arch a lot and make like the lift like a very small range of motion. And yeah, it doesn't look good, um, in my opinion. Some people are going to disagree with me on that, but sorry, I don't want to make this into a debate. Okay, whatever, man. What would be the moral positive in that scenario? If the moral negative is assumed to be that it's bad to kill and eat an animal, I think I'm going to stop talking about this because it's getting ridiculous. Are you a big MMO player or just first person shooter games like Overwatch? I haven't played any games recently. Like I need to get back into playing games because it's been a long time since I even played Overwatch, really. But like when I was younger, I did a lot of like RPG type games, like Final Fantasy, like Kingdom Hearts, all those games. Do you do mock meets sometimes? Never really. I actually never did that. Like when I was competing, even. What's the deal with you and alcohol? Um, I don't know. I just really dislike the taste of alcohol. I don't know how people drink that shit. Mock meats and mock meats. Okay. Ugh. I think this hay fever is making me like tired. Like the last day, I was just so fucking tired in the gym. And like you should have seen the last day. Like I was like blowing my nose every like 10 seconds. It was so bad. I still been able to hit like quite big weights, but yeah, I've been feeling pretty shit recently with the the hay fever. Have you ever gotten drunk? No. If you want to play games, there is a big Path of Exile patch coming out tomorrow. Best place to start. I'll look into that. So yeah, I think I'll end it in like a minute or two. So ask any questions, and I'll answer them before I end this. Yeah, I answered the Patreon questions. Yeah, there's 2 of them. Are you straight edge cards? What's that even mean? Yeah. Yeah, Guinness tastes like complete shit. Like, how do people drink that, honestly? Like, I basically took a sip of it and then gave it to the guy next to me. In fact, all alcohol tastes like shit. How do people even drink alcohol? I really don't understand. Alright, so I think I'll end it here. I'll do this again next month. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And actually, there's another question. Sorry about those dull comments. Please don't hate me. I just said what I think, and I haven't been able to see it any other way. Okay, well, I wasn't like trying to have a debate with you or anything. But yeah, I hope you look into veganism. All right, I think I'll end there. So see you. Bye.